So I'm recording this as I'm editing currently. I just realized after shooting an entire video that the film is actually called A Charlie Brown Christmas. Which, first off, that is an incredibly stupid and lazy title for a movie that is this awesome. That's just this so bland and just like straightforward. Makes perfect sense for why I forgot it in favor of Merry Christmas Charlie Brown, which just, I like that title more. I now know that is not the title of the movie, even though that is the last thing they say in the movie. If it bothers you a lot that I refer to this movie as Merry Christmas Charlie Brown, I'm really sorry. It clearly didn't bother me enough to where I have to go back and reshoot this video. When I say Merry Christmas Charlie Brown, I'm referring to A Charlie Brown Christmas. All confusion cleared up. I think Merry Christmas Charlie Brown should have been the title anyway, but oh well. Now let's get on to the video. If you've been around the channel for a while, you may notice that some videos have like scratching and stuff getting knocked over in the background. That's double stuffed over here. Finally got her on camera. Say hi to the internet. She is. She's actually enjoying this a bit. I don't know. She's still purring. Anyway, let's get on to the Christmas video, shall we? So I know I said in the end card of the last video that today was going to be all about Rogue One, and I enjoyed the movie a lot. I'm definitely going to talk about it. I'm definitely going to get my thoughts out there on why it's a really cool movie and why I think that a lot of what made it great is going to make up for a lot of the kind of smaller issues with the film. But guys, Christmas is upon us, and I can't make a video that's just all about Star Wars. I gotta get in the spirit a bit. This channel hasn't done a lot of Christmassy type stuff as of late, so now I gotta pick it up. I gotta get it all together in one video. I don't own a Santa hat. I should have planned ahead. But anyway, I think we've all got that one movie that we watch every year at Christmas. Even TV networks have that one movie they play every single year. I don't know who does it, but there's the one channel that does It's a Wonderful Life every year. I think CBS has all the Rankin Boss stop motion things. Those have gotten a lot of hate lately. I don't know, I'm still a little nostalgic for them, even though, yeah, there isn't a lot of motion in the stop motion. And every single year, ABC, without fail, ends up airing my favorite Christmas movie of all time. Merry Christmas, Charlie Brown. I think there's something about the movie that I always kind of liked because I, myself, am a cartoon. Seriously, I wear variations of the same thing every single day. I grew up around people who knew how to push my buttons and how to kind of get under my skin. I had kind of a demanding, wanting, needy little sister who is also cool and can take a joke and is awesome if she is watching this. She doesn't watch my videos, I'm not worried. Grew up around animals that got into a bunch of misadventures. At the end of the day, in spite of all this stuff going on, I'm surrounded by people who are actually pretty cool. But anyway, sentimental, nostalgic stuff aside, this is a really well-made movie. This is an animation from the 1960s, and it still holds up pretty well. I went through the animation process. I don't know how you animators do it. Back in high school, we tried making a cartoon, and it just, when you don't have computers to work with, it's pretty rough. Shout out to all you animators out there. You're doing a good job. As far as the story goes, this is an absolute timeless classic. Well, except for that one reference to cards you get in bubblegum packets. That was really weird. Like, that's a reference that I don't think my parents would even get. I think my grandparents probably would struggle with that a bit. Like, straight up like, you want to go down to the soda fountain and play jacks? A very old pop culture reference you're playing there, Mr. Schultz. But what makes the story of It's Merry Christmas, Charlie Brown so timeless is that it's something that we go through every single year. I know a lot of people want to talk about the war on Christmas and just all this stuff of like, wow, we're going back to focusing on material things and all that. This was stuff people were dealing with back like 50 years ago. It's human nature to want material goods. It's human nature to not think about, you know, the more family-oriented, the more spiritual-oriented aspects of Christmas. I probably should have talked about the characters of the Peanuts before we actually get into this, but come on, you know who these kids are. Charlie Brown, Lucy, Linus. I actually did forget the sister's name. Pigpen, Sherbert, the guy who does the piano, Snoopy, come on, you know all these people. If not by name, you're at least somewhat familiar with them. And even through the slow parts of the movie, just seeing these characters interact it's cool. Charles Schultz genuinely wrote these kids in kind of that cool Calvin and Hobbes way where they're talking like adults, but they are interacting in the same way where kids would kind of interact with each other. It's a weird combination, but it oddly works. It gives you the ability to talk about big subjects like the idea of commercialism in Christmas and are we losing sense of what Christmas is all about, while at the same time still having that kid-friendly kind of charm to it. Snoopy just is the comic relief, he is the perfect comic relief character. He's just so likable. I don't know what this The sound effects for Snoopy are kind of weird, but they're charming in a way. As soon as I said Snoopy's name, if you didn't immediately get warm, fuzzy feelings, either you had a terrible childhood or you're a sociopath. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry, not to be rude, but gosh dang it, it's Snoopy, come on. I shouldn't have to convince you of this. And after going through all these different things, going through, oh, I gotta write a letter to Santa, oh, we're gonna put on a Christmas play, maybe that's the way that I just rhymed there. Maybe rhyming is how I'm gonna get the Christmas spirit. But we just see Charlie Brown going through all these different areas of what we would think of as, oh, this is what Christmas is all about. And he's just not feeling it, man. Also, another way, which I can relate to Charlie Brown, he wants to be the director of the Christmas play. That's, hey, I am Charlie Brown at this point. And at the end of the whole thing, I mean, spoilers on a 50-year-old movie that you should see and love by now. Charlie Brown brings out the little tree, or he's like, oh, okay, I mean, I kind of like this tree. It's got character. It's such a tiny, cute little tree. I feel like this represents Christmas in a way. He brings it out, they all make fun of him, they're like, wow, you're the worst at Christmas. You really suck at this, Charlie Brown. And that's when we get what really separates this from a lot of Christmas films. In an effort to really keep it all-inclusive and all about the holidays and not really alienate anyone, people tend to stray away from the Christian aspect of Christmas, which is weird. Like, the name is Christ Mass, the coming of Christ. It's weird. If you want to make a general holiday movie, that's fine with me. I just don't get why you would want to take that out of Christmas. I'm not a war on Christmas type guy. I'm not saying that everyone should like this. I'm just saying if you're gonna celebrate Christmas, celebrate Christmas. I don't know. I'm gonna make this rant come full circle somehow. This movie isn't all-inclusive. It's not exclusive, but it's not apologetic for what it is. It's not like one of those G-rated cartoons where like, oh, you silly person. They say blockhead, and they have a certain cruelness to the way that Charlie Brown is treated. And then at the end of it all, we've got the Christmas story. Linus lines up, and the shot in this, I mean, must be easy to animate, but I like the colors on it. I like the general tone of this scene, where Linus reads out, based straight up just the Bible verse. I can't remember which gospel he took it from, but it straight up just is the Christmas story. And he's like, yeah, Charlie Brown, that's what Christmas is all about. In a way, and the animation does not explicitly tell you this. Take a hint, modern Christian films. Let your audience figure it out on their own so they can make YouTube videos about it. The tree that Charlie Brown picks out is kind of representative of that. Jesus comes to Earth in the form of a baby. The savior of the world, the one who's supposed to liberate Israel and saves mankind from their sins, comes as a baby. And in the same way where you got that cool analogy in The Last Crusade, is the humble thing that ends up bringing everyone together and showing everyone what Christmas is all about. They take the ornaments off of Snoopy's doghouse because he was entering like a light show contest. Gosh, Snoopy, you're so cool. And they soup up that Christmas tree, and gosh, it's really quick in the movie itself, but just talking about it's heartwarming, man. Everybody rallied around this simple thing, and that's what Christmas is all about. I've heard so many films so many videos and so many things like give the what Christmas is all about talk, and I don't think a lot of films have captured it in the way that in Merry Christmas Charlie Brown has done. It's about Jesus, but it's about baby Jesus.
It's about little baby Jesus in the manger with his mama.
Christmas is about the savior of the world coming as a baby and coming in humility, and people kind of gathering around and saying, all right, you know what, God, I'm gonna play my part in this. This is weird, this is crazy, I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna play my role in this. And I think that is a message that is absolutely timeless. Christmas isn't always the best time of year for everyone. A lot of people go through seasonal depression, a lot of people are really hurting because they've lost loved ones, and this is normally the time of year where they all come together. But Merry Christmas Charlie Brown is all about recognizing the true meaning of Christmas and of saying, hey, whatever you're going through right now, whatever you're dealing with, just let God bless you with that. Come together, love each other, and you may get more than what you asked for out of the holiday. And of course we close off on that cool version of Hark the Angels Sing, or whatever that song is, I don't know. I'm not a huge Christmas song guy, I know, sue me. whatever. But I like that song. I also like the song earlier in the film. Basically every song in this film, including the classic Peanuts thing on the piano. That's just, I don't know, it's cool. Iconic music all around. I think the main reason I'm not really feeling the Christmas spirit this year is I haven't seen the film yet. I think that's really what gets me into, oh man, it's Christmas. So I'll check it out. I don't know if it's on ABC. It probably will be at this point. They probably got it looped, so I'll have to check in on that. This is such a great, timeless film that just, this is the best Christmas film. Everybody else can have their opinions, they can have their favorites. I have an argument for why this is the best Christmas film. Also, it's like 20 minutes long, so you can probably grind this out pretty quickly. Not that this is something to get over with. I mean, you want to savor all of this, because it's a fun movie, but I mean, you don't have to blow an entire afternoon watching it. You don't have to spend a whole bunch of time on it. You can, and you probably should, but you don't have to. This film is a huge part of my childhood and a huge part of just what I think makes Christmas so great. There's not too much else to say about it other than I hope they never stop playing this movie. I hope they never stop cycling it around on ABC. I wish more channels would play this film. I love this movie. So anyway, what is your favorite Christmas movie? Comment below, tell me all about it. Why do you love it? Let's just all have a big old party in the comment section and talk about why we love the movies that we love. If you want to get a top 10 list together or something, I don't know, let's just talk about all the great Christmas films that came out over the years. Personally, for me, the distant second to my favorite would probably be Elf, followed actually very closely by Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So many great films to choose from, so whatever your favorite is, comment below, let's talk about it. I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas, or I think Hanukkah ended a while ago, so if you're Jewish, I hope you had a great Hanukkah. I don't know what Kwanzaa is, I'm sorry, I hope you had a great, whatever that is. For all these years, I still don't know what Kwanzaa is. I don't know anybody who celebrates it, so, okay. It's a Festivus, if it's Boxing Day, whatever it is, guys. Hope you had a great one. But until next time, Merry Christmas to all, and to all good night, and stay saucy. And I can't really combine those two together. I should have thought this out.